Are you using the right kind of chlorine for your pool? A lot of people aren't, and it's costing them a ton of money and just creating a ton of problems downstream. And it's something that you could avoid entirely if you started using the right kind of chlorine for your pool. So, what's the right kind of chlorine? Well, let's unpack this a little bit. There's a bunch of different kinds of chlorine that you could go to the local store and buy. All of them, once you add them to the water, become the exact same thing. So it doesn't really matter what kind we're buying. When it's in the pool, it functions exactly the same. So really what we're changing here is the delivery method. Some of them are a liquid product, liquid chlorine. Some of them are a granular product like Cal Hypo. Some of them come in compressed chlorine pucks like dichlor or trichlor, or even Cal Hypo can come compressed in pucks. And all of these are going to fall into two categories. So there's going to be stabilized chlorine and there's unstabilized chlorine. And this is very important. Stabilized chlorine has cyanuric acid added to it. Unstabilized chlorine does not. When you add stabilized chlorine to the pool, you also increase the cyanuric acid level. When you add unstabilized chlorine to a pool, you do not increase the cyanuric acid level. So what's this cyanuric acid? Is this important? Definitely. What it is the water conditioner or stabilizer. There's different names for it. And what it is most simplified is it's the sunscreen for your chlorine. Without cyanuric acid to stabilize the chlorine and prevent the sun's rays from degrading the chlorine in your pool, you would use up all of the chlorine in your pool every single day. So you add cyanuric acid to help prevent that process so your chlorine can stick around longer. Sounds like a good thing, right? So why wouldn't you want to always buy the stabilized chlorine with cyanuric acid in it? The reason why is if every time you add chlorine, you're adding cyanuric acid, your cyanuric acid levels are going to increase, and you will hit problematic levels. There's an ideal range that we're aiming for here, and it's 30 to 50 parts per million. Some people would say 70 parts per million is suitable for salt chlorine pools. What happens if you have 100, 150, 200 parts per million cyanuric acid? Well, your chlorine is going to have so much sunscreen on it, it's just not going to be able to work. Again, this is all simplified, but that's what's happening here is the chlorine is not able to do its job in the water because the cyanuric acid level is too low. And here's the problem. You can't really readily get rid of cyanuric acid. It's one of those things that you kind of typically have to partially drain the pool and refill with some fresh water when the cyanuric acid levels get too high. In the event that you simply cannot drain and refill your pool, like let's say in the case of water conservation in the area that you live, then you would be left with minimal options with which to reduce the amount of cyanuric acid. There's only a handful of methods, like an enzyme product, which kind of works, or an enzyme product, which kind of works. And then there's flocculants, which kind of work. Or there's a reverse osmosis mobile treatment truck that can come to your home, which definitely works, but costs an arm and a leg. So there's options, but none of them are great options. Most people are just partially draining and refilling with fresh water when the cyanuric acid levels get too high. But doesn't that sound like extra work and extra expense? And again, if you live in an area with water conservation rules, big time expenses and problems. That's why in those pools and in some pools, you would not want to use a stabilized chlorine. In a seasonal pool where you're regularly draining and refilling the pool or, things like that. There's some pools where it's not really as important because your cyanuric acid levels never really build to problematic levels. But you can bet in those year-round swimming pools that are operating all the time, these are the ones that you don't want to be using a stabilized chlorine product in because you're certainly going to reach problematic levels. And now your chlorine's not going to be effective. Your pool water is going to turn green and you're going to have to partially drain and refill to fix this problem. So why doesn't everybody use unstabilized chlorine? Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people would use an unstabilized chlorine product manually using cyanuric acid on its own, not part of a chlorine product, just on its own. You manually set the cyanuric acid level to 30 to 50 parts per million. And then you leave it there. And for the most part, it pretty much stays at that level. Now we maintain the free chlorine in the pool with an unstabilized chlorine product, and basically we've solved our cyanuric acid problem. Why isn't everyone doing this? Well, do you use liquid chlorine for your pool? Because liquid chlorine is one of the best places to get unstabilized chlorine. If you're using chlorine pucks, dichlor or trichlor, commonly in a floater, sometimes in a skimmer basket where they really shouldn't be, usually in an erosion feeder installed in the equipment set, this is where the primary source of your cyanuric acid chlorine or your stabilized chlorine comes from, because it's convenient and it's easy. And any option other than that involves extra work. Like, let's say you want to get an erosion feeder that's made for unstabilized cal hypochlorine. It exists. You cannot use a regular chlorine erosion feeder made for stabilized dichlor or trichlor for unstabilized chlorine. In fact, if you have any chlorine delivery device whatsoever, an erosion feeder, a little floaty guy, a scoop that you use, none of that stuff can be used from one chlorine type to another chlorine type, because that's how you get into like chemical explosions and stuff like that. So you would never do that. If you were to change the type of chlorine that you're using in your pool, you have to change everything associated with that chlorine. The stick you stir it with, the cup you scoop it with, the erosion feeder that you're putting the cups in, all of it, the pucks in, all of that has to be specific to the type of chlorine that you're using. But you, as the pool owner, do have the option to do this. You could change the regimen that you've been using to care for your pool and switch to an unstabilized chlorine product. You could use liquid chlorine, as I've mentioned. You could use the unstabilized cal hypo pucks with a special cal hypo feeder. You could use granular chlorine, which is a cal hypo product as well, unstabilized, something that you have to pre-mix and add to the pool. A salt chlorine generator creates unstabilized chlorine. So there's tons of options out there. Basically, almost all the options except those dichlor or trichlor chlorine pucks with the cyanuric acid added to them, those are the ones causing the problem there. And if that's what you're using in your pool, it's not the wrong thing, but maybe there's room for improvement here. Now that you know a little bit more about chlorine and the different types and how that all kind of works together, and how ultimately they're the same thing once you get them in the pool water, and you understand a little bit more about cyanuric acid and where it comes from and how building it up to problematic levels could equal big problems for you as the pool owner. So the type of chlorine that you're buying and using in your pool now doesn't necessarily have to stay that way. You could explore changing the methods that you're using right now to something new and something different. There's a few steps involved. You have to know a little bit about what you're doing. You have to do things like, as I said, get all new implements for handling and stirring and that kind of stuff for the chlorine, because you can't mix and match it. But you can look at changing from a stabilized chlorine source to an unstabilized chlorine source. And very likely this is going to pay dividends for you in the long run, so that you're not constantly dealing with the problem. Like, that cyanuric acid level climbs so high, you don't realize how fast it climbs. With those dichlor and trichlor chlorine pucks, when you add them to the pool, for every 1 part per million of chlorine you're getting approximately 1 part per million of cyanuric acid. That's a lot. It adds up super fast, and before you know it, you're going to have problematically high cyanuric acid levels. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.